Alrighty, this is module 2, um, lesson 22 in 5th grade. And what I'm going to be doing is, right there's the objective. I will divide 3 and 4 digit dividends by 2-digit divisors, resulting in 2 and 3-digit quotients. Reasoning about the decomposition of successive remainders in each place value. Basically, there's going to be 2 and 3-digit quotients. That's the main thing. And we're going to be reasoning, meaning we're going to do some estimation. So estimation is our friend. So let's get started. All right, so first I'm going to start off with the homework. I'm going to be doing some of the problems that are not for homework. Okay, so first things first, so we're going to start off here. We have our 700 and we have our 21. So I'm going to change for my first estimation the 21 to a 20. And what I would do would change this to a 600 or an 800. Let's go ahead with the 600. 20 could go into 700 evenly, but a lot of people don't know that. So we'll just do a simple estimation for the 600, and we're going to do both, so it doesn't matter. Or actually, let's do this. Let's start off with the 2 digits. We're going to start off with the 70. I'm going to find an estimation for that. And with that estimation, we see 3. So when we set this up, we have 700, and we have our 20 on the outside. And we're going to first try 20 times 3. And we know that's 60. So we're going to try the 60. We're going to subtract the 60. And that's going to give us, we have a 3 in the quotient. So far we already know that there's going to be a 2-digit answer. And when we subtract this, we get a 10. And we're going to bring down this 0. So now we have 100. So the next thing we're going to do, and this one's easy because it's 100, it's easy to do. We're going to do another estimation for 100 divided by 20. And it's not even an estimation because most of you may know already that it's actually 5 times. So we have a 5 here, and we're going to subtract by 100. Now, I did skip a step. I did skip my skip counting, so we're going to do it right now. 20, 40, 60, 80. I'm counting by 20, 100. And hopefully you can see that we use the third one of the skip count. 3 times 20 is 60. And the fifth one. All right, and we have no remainder here. Okay, so let's go ahead and do another problem over here. Hopefully this one's a little more complicated. So again, we're going to round our divisor, the second number. I'm going to round it to 40. And then I'm going to look at the first 2-digit numbers because I want something that's easy to divide by 40. I'm going to choose my, skip counting again, 40, 80. I'm going to stop right there. So I'm going to try the 80. And that gives me an estimation of 2 times. All right, so I'm going to set up my 820. I'm going to divide it by 42. I'm going to do 42 times the estimation of 2. And I'm going to get 84. 84 is too much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract 1, and I'm going to do 42 times 1, which of course is 42. So what I'm going to do is put the 1 right here, and I'm going to take the 42 and put it right there to subtract it from the 82. And what I get is 40. Now I'm going to bring down my 0 here, And now I have 400 divided by 42, or 400 divided by 40 for my estimation. And when I do that one, hopefully you see that it's basically 10. We can't use 10. It has to be a one-digit number. So I'm going to subtract 1 and make it 9. So I'm going to take my 42, I'm going to multiply it times 9. You should also see if we did multiply it times 10, it would be 420, which would be too much. So now I have 18. 9 times 2 is 18. 9 times 4 is 36, plus 1 is 37. So I have 378, and I have a 9 here. And I'm going to change that into 39, and change this into a 10. 9 minus 2 is 7 is 2, sorry. So then we end up with the remainder of 22. So we have a remainder of 22. Now how I'm going to check that is I'm going to multiply 42 times 19, and I'm doing it this way because I want you to understand how to do it. So 9 times 2 is 18. We already did this. It's 378. And then we're going to multiply 1 times 42. So hopefully you see that's 42 with that extra 0, because it's actually 42 times 10. I'm going to subtract that, or add that, excuse me. And when we add that together, we get 798. Is that 820? No. What do we have to do? We have to add our 22 from the remainder. So 8 plus 2 is 10. 9 plus 2 is 11, plus 1 is 12. And then 7 plus 1 is 8. So we have 820. That's our check. All right, so there's a lot of problems on here. I decided to go ahead and use some of these problems over here. So we're going to go ahead and look at our... what happened? $413 divided by 19. Okay. Excuse me. Tip on my pencil keeps falling down. And that will help me with this tapping. All right, so let's do that again. So the first thing you should see is that if we look at this problem, I cannot divide 4 by 19. I can divide 41 by 19. 41 is greater or equal to 19. It's greater than. So my first digit is going to be right here. And then I'm going to have a second digit. Oops, sorry. First digit right here above the 1. And then I'm going to have a digit above the 3. So I have a 2-digit answer for this. Already I can tell that without even doing the problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the 41. And I'm going to use that one for my estimation. So if I'm dividing by 20, I have 40. 40 divided by 20 will give me 2. So I'm going to do 19 times 2, and that's going to give me 38. 38 is less than 41, so I'm going to go ahead and use that. And I'm going to be putting the 2 up here in the quotient. When I do the subtraction, I get 3. And now what we do is we're going to take the 3 from the original problem and bring it down. So now we have 33. So when I do the estimation for the 33, I'm going to use 20 divided by 20, and that's equal to 1. Now, let me change that color. And that's equal to 1. So 19 times 1, or I'm not going to, well, I guess I will, times 1 equals 19. So I'm going to subtract the 19. You might be saying, Mr. Valdemar, couldn't it be 2? No, we already know it's 38. 19 times 2 is 38, so that's too much. We already know that. So this becomes a 13, and this becomes 2. 13 minus 9 is equal to 4. 2 minus is 14. So we have a remainder of 14. All right, so we have to do our check. We're going to do 19 times 21. So this is our quotient, and we're just going to do that. We have, first, we have 19 times 1, and then we have 20 times 19. So it's basically going to be putting a 0 here, and then doing what we have over here, the 38, adding that up, and that gets us our 399. Then we add our remainder. So that's going to be 400. Sorry, I'm doing it really quick. So 9 plus 4 is 13. 9 plus 1 is 10, plus 1 is 11. And then we have 3 plus 1 is 4. So then we have our check. We did it right. All right. Again, I didn't do the skip counting, but hopefully you know your 20 skip counting or your 2 skip counting, 20, 40. All right, we only use those 2. Over here, we're going to go to 70. So we're going to do some skip counting by 70. 70, 140, 210. Then we have 280. I'm just going to stop right there just in case I don't need to go any farther. I'm going to set up my problem. 708 divided by 67. All right, and my first problem is going to be the 70, because I know I can't do 7 divided by 67, so it's going to be 70. So I'm going to take that 70 and put it over here, and 70 divided by 70 equals 1. All right, now I didn't get the 70 from here. I got the 70 from the side over here. All right, and that is the first one. So I'm going to put the 1 right there, and I'm going to do 67 times 1. I shouldn't have to do this. Is equal to 67. So I'm going to subtract 67 from here. And that's going to get me 3. All right, so now we're going to take care of the 8. We're going to bring down this 8. Now we have 38 divided by 67. Well, if I look at my skip counting, there's actually one up here. That's my 0. And that's going to be the closest. A 70 is going to be too much. So I'm going to say 0 divided by 70 is equal to 0. So I'm going to do a 0 here. I'm going to subtract 0. And I'm going to have a remainder of 38. So this is going to be easy to check because what we're doing is 67 times 10. Hopefully you see, without even me doing it, that the answer is 670. Then I'm going to add my 38. That gives me an 8 here. And 7 plus 3 is 10. And then I have 6 plus 1 is 7. So that's my 708. So I hope that's helpful. Remember to skip count. Remember to first look at the digits one by one, sort of blocking out. And then you could see that it's 70 first. You're going to look at the 70 first, and you're going to do the estimation for the 70. And I know I didn't do that with the first few because they were just a little bit different. But in actuality, that's what I was doing. So I was looking here, and I couldn't do 42 divided by, or 8 divided by 42, so I went to the 82. And I rounded that to 80 for my skip counting. All right. So boys and girls, please remember you can rewind, you can ask questions in class, and what we're going to do is I'm going to write it really quick because I'm going to have to erase it. Bonus word. Pencil. Oops. Can't see that. Pencil. Because my Apple Pencil is giving me so many problems. It's not the pencil, it's the tip, but I'm going to put pencil. All right.